You're probably well aware that Donald Trump holds a historic distinction, that he is the only president to have been impeached twice, at least as of now. From the right's point of view, it sucks that Trump was impeached. They don't like that at all. And so they'd like to rewind the clock, which apparently, according to them, is a thing that you can do. And you can unimpeach Donald Trump. So that's what they're pushing for. Representatives Marjorie Taylor Greene, oh really, I didn't expect that she'd be a part of this, and Elise Stefanik, both just yesterday unveiled measures to expunge Trump's record for the two impeachments, arguing that the claims against him were partisan and political and not based in fact, and so they should not still be there. I will remind you, by the way, because each one is focusing on a different thing. Marjorie Greene's focuses on his first impeachment, the original. The sequel was pretty good too, watch both. But 2019, remember, was over Donald Trump's efforts, sort of symbolically signified by the call, but it wasn't the only thing that it was about. The call to President Volodymyr Zelensky, who at that point, he was not trying to destroy the reputation of, to do an investigation of Joe Biden. A sham investigation based in nothing that would be conveniently timed to happen during the election to hurt Joe Biden's chances and potentially throw the election to Trump. That's what he did. Here is Marjorie Greene is defending trying to expunge that particular impeachment. The Democrats, led by Pelosi and Schiff, weaponized a perfect phone call. Oh, who is she quoting when she says that? With Ukraine to interfere with the 2020 election. Meanwhile, the FBI had credible evidence on Biden and Hunter Biden's corrupt dealings, blah, blah, blah. The 5 million thing that they can't prove. I would love to see it. Just show me the evidence and we'll get Biden out of there. But you're not doing that, okay? And so the fact that on that call, Trump says to Zelensky, I would like you to do us a favor, and very clearly makes future military aid contingent on doing a sham investigation. It's the most obvious thing in the world. He was rightly impeached for it, and now they're trying to wipe that out. That's only one of the two, but Brett, what do you think about this effort?
Let's not stop there. Let's do a time machine so we can go back in time and undo a lot of stuff. Like this is the most annoying and boring part of politics. It's driving me mad that they want to go and all the stuff that they're criticizing the other side for theoretically doing, they're going and doing. They're futzing with the impeachment process over something that is insanity. There is no such thing as a perfect phone call. Anyone who's been on a phone call is like, ooh, why did I say love you when I was talking to the person to say goodbye? Like it was just a reflex.
Technically, Brett, the perfect phone call is a text, actually. I think that's been definitively
those are never misinterpreted. But yeah, it's just so dumb and like, sure, it just proves how much time they have on their hands and insanity. The slightly fascinating thing for me is that like Elise Stefanik through all of this, who used to be like a kind of boring, normal Republican, and is like, no, I'm tired of waiting for the pendulum to swing back to like boring corporate Republicanism. I'm going to put on this insane affect to be just like Marjorie Taylor Greene and pretend to be this kind of Republican. That's one thing is like with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, you have to understand the deep state that you're so afraid of. The definition of that is someone who's working from within to kind of unseat the people that you think should be in power. And the answer is that is Elise Stefanik at the very first scenario that's possible. She is a mole for corporate establishment Republicanism, and Ron DeSantis, who is actively trying to get rid of your Lord and Savior, Donald Trump.
Yeah,
turn against
100%.
them.
I mean, look, it's literally entrenched power taking away after the fact the consequences of another elite's criminal acts. Like it's not secret, but it seems like the deep state other than that.
Anyway, great reset, and I don't mean that one. I'm talking about just like, all right, the last 8 years were so stupid. The last 10, 12 years have been so dumb. Can we just go back? Just say, everyone go, just stop it. And stop like yelling at each other for impeachments. Stop trying to undo impeachment. Stop censoring Adam Schiff. Stop going after Hunter Biden and Joe Biden for stuff that you're mad that Trump did. The essential like stuff that was way worse because it's in conflict with American policy at the time, as sanctioned by the actual freaking Congress.
Yeah,
you weirdos.
Yeah, bunch of weirdos. Honestly, it's not that different from how Republicans address a lot of things that are inconvenient to them. When you try to ban the teaching of history, are you not kind of expunging the record? Expunging the Confederacy's record and slaveholders' records and homophobes' records and all of that? That is effectively what you're doing. We're gonna close with this and we have to move on in just a sec, but I'll remind you, the second impeachment was over the attempt to overthrow the US government following the 2020 election. And there's a million things that we could play as a reminder of just how significant it was and how demanding consequences were at that point. Here is a video that was played during the sort of the investigation on January 6th. Let's play this.
And just to be clear, so he was told again in that conversation, or was he told again in that conversation that people couldn't come through the mags because they had weapons?
Correct.
And that people, his response was to say they can march to the Capitol from the ellipse.
Something to the effect of, take the effing mags away, they're not here to hurt me, let them in, let my people in, they can march to the Capitol after the rally's over, they can march from the ellipse, take the effing mags away.
Take the effing mags away. It might not be immediately clear what mags means. Some people might think that it means like the magazine in a gun, the guns that he's talking about. No, that's not actually what it means. Mag is short for magnetometer. They're devices used to detect the presence of metal objects. So if you have a gun, if you have a knife, the mags detect it and the cops can stop you from entering the Capitol grounds. He said specifically, they're not here to hurt me, take the effing mags away. He wanted more guns and more knives to get into the building. They're expunging the record of that guy. Quick final thoughts, Brett.
It's okay to say that Donald Trump sucks, guys. He does. It was weird, it was dumb. All the things he said were lies. Just move on, find someone else. Find something else to be about. This is so stupid. All the things that if you wrote down on paper qualities of Donald Trump, most of them would be the exact same as the qualities you hate in everybody else. You're just making an exception because you like the guy, which is fine if you're picking someone to watch on Thursday nights for firing, someone from The Apprentice. But it's not okay when it comes to like choosing a president.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.